This is the Aftermarket Radio Network. Everybody, Carm Capriato, Remarkable Results Radio. 10 years, Joe. I don't know if you know that, but we're into our 11th year now of doing this.
I know.
So many episodes. I'm calling what I'm doing, and finally it just hit me the other day and says, we're into episodic education because the content keeps flowing. And especially in the automotive, the Aftermarket Radio Network, where we produce 7 podcasts a week. And it's all about making us either better leaders or smarter business people. And all of life's stuff that gets thrown at us and how we deal with it. Look at everyone. Please support our sponsors. We sure do appreciate them. Take your NAPA Auto Care Center to the next level with the NAPA Auto Care Gold Certified program. Gold Certified shops, well, they stand out. Build trust and enjoy exclusive benefits designed to drive business growth. Contact your NAPA representative today to get started with Gold Certified. Hey, for over 30 years, NAPA Trax has made selecting the right shop management system easy by offering the best, most comprehensive SMS in the industry. We'll prove to you that Trax is the single best shop management system in the business. Find NAPA Trax on the web at napatracs.com. Hey, welcome back. I'm with Joe Marconi. Hello, Joe.
How you doing, Carm? Always a pleasure being here. Always.
Joe, it's so great to have you. I haven't had you on in a while. A former shop owner, elite worldwide coach, and also key lever puller for the Auto Shop Owner, autoshopowner.com. It's a shop management network and resource. And so I'm subscribed, I'm on it, and I'm looking through some of your posts, and I love the way that you go back and you pop some that you've written a while back.
Yeah.
And so Joe writes this article, kind of like the reality of what modern automotive repair is going to be like. And all Joe does is he drops the word specialist in there. And I said, I better send Joe the most recent version of the rise of the specialist. And he read it, double checked that we're online. And I'm thinking, okay, we got to get on and we've got to do a show because this, in my opinion, Joe, we're at a crossroads in our industry. And you brought up so many incredible, if you will, paralleled concepts that I was working on about all of the specialists that exist in the medical field and how we kind of, I'm not saying we thumb our nose, Joe, to what we have to do and the challenges that we have as generalists in our industry, but we're asking our people to know so much about so much.
Too much.
Way too much.
When I first started back in the 70s, mid 70s, it was different, a lot different. We all know this. I mean, back then, I always kid around. Back then, we had 3 things that kept us in business: General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. And you think about it. And the foreign car was not yet as it is known today, the foreign vehicle. And you can become very proficient. And back then, we called ourselves mechanics, automotive mechanics. You become very proficient. Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, if you learn one system, you learn them all. And you can become an A-level, what we call back then a master level technician or a master level mechanic. And ASE, when you attain that master level, you are pretty good. This is not 1975 anymore. You fast forward. I mean, if you think about it, can you truly expect even a master level technician to try to, he's going to diagnose a Volvo check engine light, then jump to a drivability problem on a Honda, then jump to a diesel, maybe a suspension problem on a diesel? It's just different these days. The expectations are way too high.
I was listening to one of Matt Fonslow's podcasts the other day, his 200th. He was celebrating.
I saw that. That's amazing.
And Matt was out there explaining that he's got a laptop for Ford and a laptop for GM and a laptop for Audi and a laptop and he's got a closet and he has it. I think he controls the heat, the humidity. He's got an unbelievable investment, even though he may buy used and then get it partitioned the way he needs it or wants it. And Matt is trying to be as much of a specialist generalist. Get that, right?
Yeah. And we should listen to Matt Fonslow because he speaks from a different vantage point. And you could be, but if you listen to what he's saying, is becoming a specialist on multi-vehicles, but in one particular area. You can't jump around,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
too difficult these days.
Yeah,
It's
he's the technologist, as I like to
yes,
call it,
yes,
or the technology specialist in the business. And if our owners could stop for a moment and think about the word specialty,
yeah,
and Joe, I wanna do a show really bad on where's our future going with specialties. We could think of EV, hybrids, ADAS, and all of those require different kinds of education, some in the case of ADAS, some equipment, some space that say, "I got this special space over there for this, and oh, by the way, my technologist, he's got his own bay, his own computers, his own tablet, his own key to the closet where all
yeah,
the
yeah,
and if
yeah,
you think about under car and all that's going on with that and the electronics of that all, to have an alignment specialist today is really more of an under car specialty.
yeah. And let me touch on that point. And this is what got me thinking too. A number of years ago, when I was still had my repair shops, I hired someone from Greece, and he came over, and he was an undercar specialist. He specialized in steering suspension problems, so he knew everything there is to know about undercar. When I first hired him, though, my mindset was still in the old way of thinking where, well, you have to know everything. You got to be able to diagnose a car, everything. So, but he proved to me that he was so good. There wasn't a not drivability. There wasn't a suspension steering problem that he couldn't solve. There was an alignment that he couldn't figure out. And so he knew everything, steering angle sensors, the very beginnings of ADAS back then. He understood that because he was trained in one area. And what that showed me is that you could become very, very good in one particular area, become a specialist, a professional. I eventually changed his status, and he became a top level paid technician or specialist, undercar specialist,
Yeah,
because of his proficiency in that area. So
yeah.
just think about that.
Everything I have been saying of late, Joe, on a lot of the podcasts that I've been doing, and I'm driving this P word, P. When you say a P word in a microphone, p p it's called a plosive,
Yeah.
and it's very difficult if you're, recording commercials or doing a podcast not to have a plosive. But the P word in my vernacular of late is the word professional,
There you go.
see? Or professionalism. And for us, top shops, they'd have no problem with this. They got it, they adopted it, they joined Elite, they got coaching, and they said, "How am I going to really be super successful?" And I'm sorry, that's the word profit too. The P word is profit. You see, make a lot of money doing this stuff, bringing my passion, leading people, and being the shop that people know, like, and trust. But Joe, I think in your article, part of your talking point was a professional facelift, and that requires a mindset.
It does. It does. We all have an obligation. And if you go back in time, the shops of the 60s, 70s, which I was brought up with, they didn't convey that professional look. And it was not a place where you thought about, let's face it, cleanliness, organization. We've changed through the years. And I give a lot of credit to the shop owners today that are really trying to make that difference. If we're going to get two things, respect and the profit that we deserve, we have to change. We have to keep changing on the same course that we're developing right now in terms of the look of our shops, the professionalism of our service advisors, the frontage. When you walk into a facility, everything has to just scream at you saying we are professionals.
Mhm.
To your point with the push that you're doing with Rise and changing the terminologies, how we think, that mindset shift is happening. That's why I was so excited to be here today because we just got to push it a little bit more and
Yeah,
keep on the same path.
yeah,
But the image of what we convey to
yeah.
the public is so critical.
That's your point, and I love your point about the image that we create. Even though people aren't waiting today and we don't like waiters to a certain degree, the waiting room still needs to be professional. There needs to be a leather lounge chair in there just in case. But
Yeah,
if not, it is
yeah,
really telling my client, hey, if you want to come in here and sit for a few minutes, be on the phone, do a little work, God bless you. We've got a comfortable place for you. But it goes back to what I've talked about in the Rise. Oh, by the way, Anybody wants a copy of the Rise, remarkableresults.biz/rise, pick up a copy of it. Joe, it's almost like you put this article out in 2024 and I was starting to release version 1. FYI for everybody, we're at version 23. And here's how it happened is so many people have picked this up. I always care about what people think, their thoughts to me, carm@remarkableresults.biz. And so much positivity has come back to me. It was, hey, did you think about this? What about this? Here's another title. Here's something else we should do. And all I kept saying is, whoa, this is great. It's become a collective community,
Mm.
if you will, paper. I didn't copyright this. I want everybody to take this and run with it. So it was like our image is so critical. And it's, yeah, my mechanic or my tech. And part of the argument that I have, and there's a lot of people say, Carm, listen, 90% love it, 10% say, I'm staying right where I am. I love the word tech. That's great. But I see ads for nail salons that they want to hire
Nail technician.
techs,
Yeah.
nail tech
Yeah.
and HVAC. And
Agree.
hell, I saw an ad for a Zamboni. It was kind of an ad. It says, hey, look who's driving the Zamboni on the ice this week. Here's our new ice technician.
Technician. Yeah.
We've seen shirts at breweries that say they're beer technicians, and it really should be probably a specialist if they're
Yeah.
into hops.
Yeah.
So the point that I was making and that you're making also about the word specialist or specialty is how it affects our client, Joe.
Yeah.
And the words, every word we say to our client is registered with them. It's thought about by them. They gain confidence from it. And if we just keep using lazy language,
Yeah.
it's not going to help the
Yeah.
reputation
Yeah.
we're trying to
Yeah.
create.
And we make the parallel to the medical field. Both you and I do this, but and
Yes.
people don't. Some people don't like that analogy, but it works if you
Oh,
think about it. You have radiologists, oncologists, neurologists, cardiologists, on and on and on. That little gist at the end kind of clarifies what they do. Now, again, I go back to what I said in the very beginning. This is not 1980, not 1975 anymore. There are some people out there that can get to that level, but even the Matt Fonzels of the world, and I give him a lot of credit for what he does, he's not going to he specializes. Think about it. He is a technology specialist in
yeah.
in one area. And to your point too, when you're talking about the consumer, how to satisfy and take care of your clientele, it really this whole concept of specialization fits right into that wheelhouse because the business model will change too. The
Yes.
business model has to change. You cannot be, in my opinion, there are very few shops out there. Some claim to be. I will challenge them. I've been in this business for more than half a century. I will challenge because I lived it to be all makes, all models, all repairs. Just the equipment and tools alone and information you need, it just doesn't make sense anymore. It really doesn't.
I want to talk about that here in a minute. But Joe, are we preaching?
Preaching?
Are
I
we
hope not.
preaching?
I
I
hope it's not
and I
considered
gotta tell you,
preaching.
I've given this keynote so much this year. I'm doing it at ASTA this year. I've got so many other things planned, three more speeches in the next month. And I keep getting it always changes a little bit. And when I'm all done, people line up business cards. We're
Yeah,
talking about a lot of
yeah,
neat stuff. And I says, "Did it feel like I was preaching to you?" No, Carm.
yeah.
You're trying to advance the industry.
There you go.
You are passionate about where it needs to be
Yeah,
heading. You're
yeah.
talking about professionalism. You're hitting some of us top upside the head
Right,
because sometimes
right.
the answers are right here, but our intuition, our common sense isn't
Yeah,
allowing us to see it and
yeah,
then do something
yeah.
with it. And
Exactly.
which is why in my document, The Rise of the Specialist, on the second last page, there's a implementation chart. Listen, here's what you have to do to make it work. We're really not preaching. I think
It's
we're
not preaching.
sharing our passion here.
That's what it is. I'm very passionate. I through the years I've become very, very passionate about this industry because it's the only industry that I know and I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there's a lot of things that are really good about this industry. They really are. We keep America moving. Let's face it. Nothing happens without transportation. So that's what we do. We're part of that. But if you sidestep the medical field a little bit and go into sports, look at a football team. and football players. It's not just a football player. There's quarterbacks, running backs, receivers. There's the linemen. They all specialize in one area. Now,
Yeah.
the shop owners out there, if you could have your people specialize, your professional specialize in a particular area, they can become better and better. Productivity improves, profits improves, and guess what? Your clientele, your customers will also benefit from that. There's so much with this concept that we need to, again, we need to run with it, push it. I don't like calling it preaching, but we need to share our passion, right?
Yeah,
We
I
need to
know. When I say the word preaching, I always have my tongue firmly implanted in my cheek when I say it because I always like to incite a riot from people. It
yeah,
says, "Well, what do you mean? You seem to be, almost like pounding on the podium." I says, "Good. I'm glad you felt that."
that's good.
Because I think to make a major change that we're kind of you and I are advocating, I really do think it takes a little pressure from the sides to make that happen. When I think about the future of our young people coming in our industry and either doing the college or the high school thing and coming out and maybe getting into an apprentice program somewhere, when I think of a doctor, and I don't know how many years, maybe it's 6 years they have to go to be a doctor. I don't know this. Maybe it's total 10. But there's a point in time where you have to decide as
Yeah,
that doctoring student if you're
right,
gonna specialize.
right, exactly, exactly.
And again, as we always clamber into the medical world, Joe, and we kind of bring that in and draw
Yeah,
some parallels,
yeah,
right? I
yeah.
started to think about the young people coming in, and we want to show them career paths and the specialty stuff that we need really young, great, talented people. This is a slam dunk.
Just think about this. We complain about the technician shortage. We complain about the employee shortage in our field. If you to specialize and take this and run with this concept, you will open up more opportunities for more people. If we got to do our part, we got to promote that in the schools and the communities about this is a viable, a real life viable opportunity and also alternative to afford their 4 or 6 year college degree. But look at the pathways that we could provide by specialization and offering more career paths for more people. Again, it's a no brainer. I do see apprenticeship programs in the beginning that mimic the same things that the medical field does. You
Yeah.
got to learn a lot about
Yeah.
all different things, but it comes a point in time. Where is your pathway going to lead? Will it be towards specialization in technology or undercar or mechanical transmission, whatever it is, But just think about that concept. And I guarantee you, like I said earlier, when you do this, that person can become very, very productive and proficient, which puts a lot of money to the bottom line. And more importantly, helps a lot of people, your clientele, your customers. You will help them in much better. It's a win win all the way around.
You're right on, Joe. Care Gold certified shop. Let's talk about the real value, what you get when you achieve gold. This isn't just about status, it's about tangible benefits that grow your business. Gold certified shops receive premium placement on napaonline.com at no additional cost. With millions of site visits each year, your shop will be one of the top options consumers see when they search locally. That visibility, it means more cars in your bays. You'll also get $1,500 annually in marketing funds for pre-approved co-branded messaging, helping you connect with your community while benefiting from the national reach of NAPA branding. Combine that with preferential referrals, and you've got a powerful marketing advantage. Gold certified status enhances consumer confidence with an extended 36-month, 36,000-mile peace of mind warranty and local labor coverage, proving you stand behind your work. You'll also gain access to award-winning NAPA Autotech training for technicians and service advisors, helping improve efficiency, reduce comebacks, and support retention. Additional benefits include NAPA credit card financing rebates, year-round peak performance promotions, NAPA Tracks shop management software, Smart Sign Pro customer engagement displays, a team tool rebate to invest in your technician's success, and a $300 annual credit toward Master Technician or Blue Seal ASE certification. Gold certified membership is designed to help you recruit, retain, and deliver the best experience to every customer. Are you ready to elevate your shop? Contact your local NAPA representative today to see if you qualify and start your journey to Gold certified. Contact your local NAPA sales representative today to see if you qualify and start your journey to Gold Certified. Hey, let's face it, your shop management system is the single most important tool in your shop, period. NAPA Trax has made selecting the right shop management system easy by offering the industry's best, most comprehensive SMS. Now, it all starts when a local representative meets with you to learn about your business and how you need to run it. After all, it's your shop, so it's your choice, and having local representation is a huge plus. Customizing tracks to your business, whether you're a one-person shop or a large multi-bay or multi-location company, a representative consults with you to help optimize your shop's workflow, efficiency, and profitability. Trax always has the flexibility to do business how you need to do it, which means it can also grow as your business grows. And unlike the other guys, we'll be there for you after installation with the best training and support in the business. Yes, a learning management system tailored to each role in your company. Simply put, Trax was designed and built for shop owners just like you. Visit us on the web at NAPATRACS, that's NAPATRACS.com. When I think about talking to parents at the school level, you said we are so, I mean, nothing moves without transportation, and we are
Nothing.
transportation.
Yep.
The word is, and COVID laid this on us, essential. We're essential. We're probably one of the, I think I look at the trucking industry as essential. I think of the automotive repair as essential. Even automotive manufacturing isn't essential because there's probably, enough vehicles out there, be it new and used. If we had to stop everything we were doing like COVID did to us, manufacturing can stop. Not every bit of manufacturing can stop, but to repair the things that we know provide transportation. So
I agree.
bringing in the young people and explaining them that we're such an essential career choice and we specialize. I'm sorry. That's just like, ooh, gives me goosebumps to think of sitting down with a young person who wants to be a mechanic. And mom and dad don't want you to be a mechanic, but you're gifted this way. You want this. You're
Yeah.
going to go for it. There's so many benefits if we as an industry open our arms and embrace it differently than we
Yeah.
have in the past.
Well, it is changing somewhat. I mean, look at there was a few articles in the Wall Street Journal about a year ago, a year and a half ago, that shows that there are many parents today that they're not. They understand that, like in our time, it was go to college, a 4-year degree. That's a professional way to go, and that determines your career. I tried college; it wasn't for me. I quit. But nowadays, there are alternatives, and parents understand that working in the trades, whatever that is, maybe that has to be changed too, the terminology trade. But
I know.
working in whether it's the automotive field, plumbing, HVAC, whatever it is, it's a respectable field. If you think about it, when you need something done at your house or your business, your facility, whatever it is, you need help from these people, right? You need help. To your point, we are essential. Everyone that works in this type of field that they're fixing things, repairing things, servicing, whatever it is, it's important to the everyday. If you another thing too, if you go back even to Adam Smith's time in the Wealth of Nations, he said that profit is produced by people who produce things, and you have support labor, but the laborer, the person that actually works and produces, that's where it all begins. We've never gained that respect, and it's changing. I guarantee it's changing in the right direction. Again, we just need to push a little bit more.
Thank you for what you just said because you just fired up my brain. And I'm going to say something I have never said in all these years I've been podcasting and all the speeches that I've given. I say that we're essential. And I've been out there telling people that we are an essential skilled trade. And you just knocked me off
Yeah,
with the word trade. And you say, gosh, Carm, so Joe, I've got the word.
go ahead.
You ready? Essential skilled occupation.
There you go. Yeah,
We're
much
an,
better than
we're
trade.
we're an ESO. It's essential skilled occupation. That's what they're going to school for. That's what they're being continued educated. That's why we send them to classes from all the great training companies in our
Right.
industry. We're improving their knowledge base in the occupation that they hold. In fact, Joe, there's an awful lot of money to be made in this occupation.
Absolutely. There
Oh
really
my
is. There really
God.
is.
And I've seen shop owners, they've sent me, Carmen got a brand new plan. It's a salary plus, and we're doing a modified flat rate. Everybody, the money to be made at top shops is off the charts, and
It
I'm
really is.
excited. It's great. I'm just so excited for it. But I just think I read an article. It was by 2027 or something like that. We may need 1 million people at the front
Yeah.
lines to be able to
Yeah.
fix everything.
Yeah.
So look, let's move over to the whole specialty thing. We're talking about being specialists. We're talking about being a specialty shop. Joe, understand rural would really struggle with that. But think about the 8 or 10 bay operation that they want to be a generalist, but they also want to specialize. So you could have 2 bays for HVAC or thermo, management. You could have, a bay for ADAS. You could have a couple of bays for technologists that are working on the high level
Yeah.
computer stuff.
Yeah.
You can have a couple of and you could have 3 or 4 more bays for the Euro stuff. Think
Sure.
about it. You go to a Euro shop, you get one person who's, say, an Audi specialist, and they can do everything on that vehicle. When we look at generalizing in our general stores, then we've got people that are, you need to know HVAC, under car, you need to know brakes, you need to know computers, you need to know all
Yeah.
of this stuff.
Yeah.
What we segment inside of our own businesses, and instead of putting these generalists to work in the bays, let's fragment their area of expertise, give them all the training and the tooling that we can, so that when someone comes to our place, we can say that our undercar specialist will be all over this ride, this pull, this bump that you have, no matter if it's a Mercedes or if it's a Ford.
Well, yes, I agree with that. But you will find also, and you will find also shops that are going to define their business model in terms of their area, profile customer, and also what they want to offer to the clientele.
Right,
In other words,
right.
what type of services and repairs. Sometimes being too big and trying to specialize in too many areas, it may backfire. Unless you have the right specialists in that area, it may backfire in a way. So in other words, in my model, when I was running a business, I looked at the trend that was happening, and in order to remain very, very proficient in areas in my because I have multiple locations, I started to say to myself, if I can become very, very good in these areas on these cars with this clientele, it makes a lot of sense to me. Plus, I'm not asking my technicians to work on a BMW today, and the next BMW is not going to we're not going to see until a year and a half from now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just too
yeah.
difficult. So I think that in terms of where we're going with this,
Yeah.
it really depends on the shop owner, the area, and the understanding the profile customer, the profile vehicles, and also determining what areas do you want to specialize in, and then going for it. Just going for it.
Look, you're spot on, but I can listen and hear the argument right now to that. Okay. And I'm all for that. I get that. But when we design our Google ads and the people that we're looking for and all of this, if you will, focused, I know we can narrow if we have to, but I think about the word convenience and I think of the word key dropper. And that is that some loyal customer who has trusted you forever, you're changing your business model a little bit, you see, but Joe, fix it. Keys on the table.
Yeah.
Go. Call me
Yeah.
when it's done. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how much it costs. I'll pay for it through text, however it is. And you're going to say to that loyal customer, I don't do that anymore. And I'm worried about someone saying, okay, well, then I'll go find a shop that will, because the industry is not going to move fast enough into this specialty zone or style. And that's why my idea of having a 10 bay place with specialists all over the place, I can still get the key dropper coming in and we can handle it. That's my only thought. I completely agree with you, and I
Yeah.
worry that if we don't do this fast enough and we do it nice and slow, we're gonna lose business.
I know where you're going with that. I
Yeah.
understand that. But my worry is that if you try, In other words, if you're an Asian domestic shop, you're working Hondas, Nissans, Toyotas, Chevrolet, Ford,
Yeah.
Chrysler. That is your, and then all of a sudden, a customer comes in with this Maserati. Let's say, are you? And it's been,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I get I
So
get that.
now I'm not going to say no to that customer, but I will think real hard to tool up for this Mercedes, this Porsche. You know, is that in best is that a best investment for a best decision to make for the long term? Now, I don't want to lose that customer as a legacy customer for 10, 15 years. I get all that, Carm. I do. But I have to ask myself, if I make that decision, that has to be the shop owner's decision because then I'm all in. So I say, Carm, I know you bought this Mercedes now. Good. You're gonna remain my customer because you've been loyal. You're a key dropper, and I want those key droppers. That's a decision that I want the shop owners to make. All I'm
Yeah.
saying, Carm, all I'm saying is that I don't want a shop owner to think and believe that they can or should be all makes, all models, all areas of automotive, because you're going to invest a lot of money and a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you're going to water down what you're doing. You really are.
Sure.
If you want to make that investment, that's your decision to
Mm.
make. But understand that investment comes with some sort of due diligence, training, education, and also an investment. I hope that makes sense, Carm.
It does. Part of my think, Joe, based on what I just heard you say was be the best at.
Yeah,
Be the
yeah,
best
yeah,
at
yeah,
something or a
yeah,
line or some level of technology because listen, if you start to think about all the technology on the vehicle and we have a technology specialist like Matt Fonslow and something brand new comes out, we got to
yeah,
send them to school and buy a whole bunch of neat new equipment,
yeah.
or should that be special? Will a new piece of technology like heat pumps example, this whole thermal management thing, should we really carve out a specialty for that and then
Well,
and just
yeah.
go out and tell the world this is what we can do now?
Well, a couple of things, Carm. Through the years, I've had my accountant, my doctor, my attorney, and
Yeah.
sometimes you go to these professionals and you say, "I need help with this." They go, "Okay, we don't specialize in that. Let me direct you to this person." Right?
Mhm.
Your doctor does it, your accountant does it, your attorney, all the professionals, your dentist sometimes. Look,
Yeah.
I had a problem with a tooth, and they said,
Yeah.
"Well, we don't do that." So what I
Right.
did and what my feeling was the same as I would say we don't do transmissions, we don't do major engine repair, but I will get it done for you. Body shop, collision work, I will get it done for you. I want to be that first call, but I really, again, this was my decision. I'm just putting it out there. When you specialize, when you understand your business model and your profile customers and what you want to offer to your clientele, you become better and better and more productive at that. Don't say no, just say no, no, Carm. We don't take care of that Mercedes. Goodbye. No, I'm going to help you. I'm going to tool up for it and you still become my customer, or I'm going to find a way to get that car serviced.
Well said. We wanna manage your transportation, so we'll
Yeah,
do whatever we have to
whatever we
do.
have to
It's
do.
either gonna be in-house or we're gonna send it out, but you're still gonna drop your
You're still going to
keys.
call me. You're still going to call me. Yes,
You're still gonna
yes,
call Joe.
yeah.
Call Joe. God. Joe, how about one thing that we don't know about you?
What's that?
I don't know. Is there just one thing we don't know about Joe Marconi?
I don't know. Former shop owner,
Yeah.
41 years. Started as a mechanic back then. That's what we called ourselves.
Any grandkids?
Yeah, I have 5 grandkids, 3 in California, 2 boys. My 2 boys are out there. I have 2 granddaughters in New York from the Bronx. How's that? And everybody knows that. They can tell by the way I speak, right? I'm from the Bronx.
The Bronx.
Yeah. Let me see.
Arthur
Yeah.
Avenue in the
Arthur Avenue.
Bronx.
Yeah, I'm going down there next week. Yeah. Love the Arthur Avenue. I love woodworking. How's that?
Oh, wow.
That's something that, yeah, I'll show you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Joe's a
is,
woodworker.
look,
Oh my, Joe, did you carve that?
carved that 58 Corvette.
Oh
See?
my.
Yeah.
That is just beautiful.
Yeah. See?
Ooh.
So that's something that people don't realize what I do.
Wow,
Uh,
that probably takes the stress away.
I go down to my little workshop and everything, turn the music on, and life is good.
Oh,
Life is good. Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I so enjoy this. Do you think we changed any minds out there?
I hope so. I hope so. Let me just bring, let me just bring one more point up about
Please.
and getting back to the business model, because this is something that we need to maybe have another podcast on, the business
Okay.
model, how to really define your business model. And I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. When I first started my repair shop, I mirrored what I was doing in the 70s. So I opened up 1980 and I rebuilt transmissions myself, engines myself, rear differentials. I did everything in house to a point where by 1989, 1990, I have no business. I'm not making any money because when you spread yourself too thin, when you try to be all things to all people, all makes, all models, and it didn't matter to me. I had people bring me their boats. They used to bring their boats. Now, this is why I have the utmost respect for the people in this industry. They will find a way to fix it. They will find it. But at what cost? And when the world today has moved forward to a point where we are professionals. And the shop owner needs to understand that he or she has to remove themselves from the day to day. But that means they got to put people in place that if you're gonna have respect for them and they're gonna have respect for you, you've got to give them a career path. This is a way. Specialization is a way to give them the career path. You'll become more productive. You'll earn m- profits to the bottom line will be better, and you'll have a much happier customer base because the overall experience for the customer and for the employees is going to be better. So I just want to make sure that we understand that the business model is also, when you look at the terminologies and what we're trying to do with the world of technicians and change that to technologists or specialists, we also have to look at the business model. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
And I believe if we would sit down with 100 mechanics or technicians and we made this sincere presentation to them,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
as much as I like to be called a tech, I like to be called a technician because it's easy, it flows off the tongue. It's just happenstance. It's just there.
Yeah.
But deep inside, yeah, I am a specialist in what
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I've been educating myself and I've been studying myself and I've been building a network myself and I've been getting the right tools so that I can specialize in, and I don't care if it's a segment of our industry or it's all makes all models, it's a generalist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think people would be proud and have been because hell, I've got owners that send me their business cards for their new people with the word, that they're technology specialists or
Yeah.
technologists. To your point, we're so aligned, and I hope that this will help some people that maybe have heard me speak or have heard some podcasts that I've done on the rise of the specialist, well, maybe about a year ago. If you want your copy of it on my website, remarkableresults.biz/rise, and get your copy and read it and let me know
Read it.
what you think
Yeah.
of it
Yeah.
because it's pretty darn powerful on how I set it up. And it has charts in it. And it says, here's all the current language or titles that we have, and here's some suggestions for new. We even go as far as what do you call estimates and labor and all those
Yep.
redundant words.
Yep.
We have to do an ADAS on your car, and they say, oh, okay, I trust you. They have no idea what the
Yeah.
hell an ADAS
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
Anyway, but how about this? I'm going to give this to my calibration specialist so we can bring your car back up to OE specs.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, that was a warm, fuzzy feeling that you gave your client. And so
Agree.
there's power to words, and I think we need to stop being lazy when it comes to that and embrace this. So Joe Marconi, Elite Worldwide, former shop owner with all these years of great experience, a wood carver,
Yeah.
an auto
Yeah.
shop owner, the Shop Management Network, a resource at autoshopowner.com. Joe,
Thank you.
as always, thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
We got
thank
to come
you,
back
Carl.
and talk about the business model,
We
okay?
can. That'd be great. I really would love to. Thank you,
Love to
Carl.
have that. Thanks,
It's
man.
been
Bye.
great. Thank
Yeah.
you.